Diddy's co-conspirators are about to be named. Diddy was hit with a superseding indictment that added 2 more victims to his charges and a lot of additional information into Diddy's racketeering charge that is charging him of running a criminal enterprise and also using co-conspirators. The government dropped this letter, and I actually think that this is the enterprise letter listing out all of the allegations that they've added to some of Diddy's charges. And the government said that they wanted to try to add the names of the co-conspirators to the enterprise letter, but since he was hit with a superseding indictment, I think it actually put it on pause, but they do indicate that another superseding indictment is very possible, and I think that will be only the names of the co-conspirators. The government says that as it previously indicated, the investigation still remains active and ongoing into Diddy, and the government will endeavor to return any further superseding indictment as promptly as possible. And the government has to do another superseding indictment to add the co-conspirators into all of this information. So I assume by them saying this, they know that they're about to drop another one with these names very soon. This indictment, a lot of more information is centered around the Racketeering Act, which we know has co-conspirators because that is how a racketeering conspiracy is set up, and this is what the government has insinuated. The government says that the members and associates of Diddy's enterprise include high-ranking supervisors, security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and other Combs business employees. These people felicitated the freak-offs by booking hotel rooms for the freak-offs, stocking the hotel rooms in advance with required freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak-off to mitigate room damage, arranging for travel for victims, getting the workers and Combs to and from the freak-offs, and resupplying Diddy with requested supplies. And after reading personal assistant being one of the people on this list and how they detail how they felicitated these freak-offs, it reminded me of Philip Pines, because everything that he said in this interview is exactly how the feds have this laid out. Every single thing that this man said he did is how it's laid out in the indictment, and we know that he testified to the grand jury, and I called it. I said it. They probably went to this man, so he had to either give them information or he was going to end up being named as one of Diddy's possible co-conspirators. Like, this man had pictures of multiple things being alleged. All of these text messages from Christina Korm, Diddy's chief of staff, even so many voice memos from Diddy requesting these supplies. They are still investigating Diddy, and they make it very clear that they are not done, but they are still on schedule, and they are telling him, baby, we are actually ahead of schedule, and we are still moving on perfectly. But you can assume all of these co-conspirators, and Christina Korm better be praying right now that she has been talking to the feds, because if not, I think it's very possible that we could see her being named. They add a lot more additional allegations regarding the racketeering activity, which means that Diddy allegedly ran a criminal enterprise with a lot of different people. They extended the racketeering conspiracy from 2004 all the way to 2024, and what I found is super crazy. So what they are alleging is one of these 3 victims was still taken advantage of all the way up until 2024. There were new allegations added to the racketeering enterprise related to trafficking, including trafficking of 3 female victims, victim 1, victim 2, and victim 3. Now, under the racketeering charge that lays out a criminal enterprise, it says that Diddy's co-conspirators would allegedly lure female victims into Diddy's orbit, often under the pretenses of a romantic relationship. Diddy would then allegedly use force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims, victim 1, victim 2, and victim 3, to engage in commercial acts. Some of these acts involved male commercial workers, and they were referred to Diddy as freak-offs. And freak-offs were these performances that Diddy arranged, directed, and pleasured himself to, and often electronically recorded. They alleged that Diddy, with the assistance of other members and associates of the Combs enterprise, or the co-conspirators, transported and caused to be transported these workers across state lines and internationally. They alleged that these freak-offs occurred regularly and lasted multiple days and often involved multiple workers. During these freak-offs, Diddy allegedly distributed a variety of controlled substances to these victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. They also added kidnapping under this racketeering activity. It says when employees or witnesses to his abuse or others threatened Diddy's authority or reputation, Diddy and the members and associates of the enterprise engaged of acts of violence. These acts of violence include arson and multiple acts of kidnapping, including one instance of kidnapping during which Combs carried and displayed a firearm. The government also said that they added additional narcotics and controlled substances to the racketeering activity that involves possession and intention to distribute, and one of them is meth. Southern District of New York is not playing with Diddy or any of these co-conspirators. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.